as y'all read on the screen or whatever, that's the two topics we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to talk about them real quick, and then I'm going to go to sleep. I owe y'all live today. I had some things to do today, so it's tonight, today. Y'all have y'all stuff. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? We got to keep it going on here. So let me share this, and I'll be right back. Just give me 1 second. All right, that should be enough right there, guys. I hope this is I hope this is bright enough for y'all. I'm a little under the weather. I've been sick for like past 2 days. I've been trying to rip and run, but I wanted to make sure I brought some attention to the story because I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna report on it the way it's supposed to be reported on it. Why? Because be a simple fact, everybody likes to gossip. So let me explain. There was a lawsuit filed by Mysa Hilton. It was about an artist named Vado. Most of us in New York City, tri-state area, know who Vado is. Vado was a great artist or whatever. I didn't even know he had reached that enchilada. Now, Mary J. Blige in particular, her and Kendall Massenberg at one time had one record company, and they had what's her name, Star Shell. We were in charge. We're not in charge. We was planning on being part of the promotional team for Star Shell, which was Mary J. Blige and Kendall Massenberg's artists. We met Star Shell. We met Mary, etc., etc., etc. Mary had continued, I guess, doing managing of artists. And that's what I think this lawsuit was about. It was about management. I didn't even know Mysa herself was involved in management. So that was a shocker to me as well, as far as artists are concerned. So that goes to show you, you don't know everybody that's in the music industry. See what I'm saying? I've been around it, and I didn't even know. So anyway, Vado came into question somehow contractually, I'm assuming. And there was a dispute. Now, what people don't know is Mysa and Mary have known each other for a very, very, very long time. This is Puff's first baby mom. So she's known Mary as long as Mary has been around Puff, and that's all the way back to the Uptown days. So they know each other very well. This is way before I came around. So this is at the beginning of this in the 90s and stuff or whatever. Anyway, they got Vado, and a lawsuit was filed. And the lawsuit was specifically seeking damages because of this contractual agreement. Somehow along the way, somebody wasn't compensated. Therefore, the contractual agreement was breached. Okay, I get it. What a lot of people don't take into question is when we have stories like this, they don't take into consideration what the particulars were in the lawsuit. They look more so at these two have been friends for a long time. That's how it goes. And they're not without merit in that. But the problem is, sometimes I can come out and come on top, and that's what happened here. See, I know a couple things, and I know a couple of tricks. This lawsuit that they had here between Mary and Mysa, it was dropped just yesterday. And the reason it was dropped was because Mysa didn't respond to a request that Mary J. Blige had sent to have it dismissed. Meaning, therefore, it was faulted, if that makes any sense to y'all. By fault, it was dismissed. And I think Mysa did it on purpose. And I think Mary let it happen on purpose like that, as it should be. As it should be, ladies. As it should be. Now, in the next coming years, I'm going to give you some quick little hindsight that you ain't going to foresee because you don't know it because you're not around people in the music industry. But I still am. And I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you. And you're going to hear more and more people talk about it. What you're going to start seeing is you're going to see a lot of people in the music industry start suing other people in the music industry because the money's drying up. Ah, don't you lie to me. I know this business. The money's drying up. The money really started drying up about 10 years ago, but it's really drying up now. And that's why a lot of y'all would look and say, well, Mysa and Mary J. Blige go all the way back to the Uptown days with Puff or whatever. Why would she do that? Money drying up. And that money that Vado came into question with, I guarantee you, goes some years back. This ain't new Vado money. This is old Vado money. Old. 9 times out of 10, I believe. Well, I might be wrong. Yeah, it's crazy. But the case was dismissed and it was dropped. So I want to move on from that. I just want to say congratulations, ladies. Y'all handled it amicably. And I'm pretty sure they'll never talk about this part of the story, but I wanted to make sure I did. So for anybody that needs to be asked again, Mary J. Blige, Mysa Hilton, Puff's baby mom, case over. It's a wrap. Don't bring it back up, girls. Let it go. Settle it out of court. This is the stuff they want, you know? And Mary doesn't need that. That's why she didn't get any louder than she needed to. And I appreciate that, Mary. Appreciate that too. You too, Miss Mysa. I was worried about Mysa when I seen Mysa with a dead walk. Come find out she just had an injury. I said, what happened to Mysa when I seen her down at the courtroom? Miss Mysa, I'm gonna say that's Puff's first baby mom. You know what I'm saying? That's Miss Mysa to me. Anyway, I want to talk about finesse 2 times. That's really what I really want to talk about. Being a prior real crash out. See, I got to start it from here. Let me put it in perspective for you. Y'all use this term crash out. So and so crashed out on somebody or whatever. But y'all ain't no real crash outs. I ain't no real dumb outs. Like I know dudes. Let me give you an example. I know dudes that have been in homes and something pissed them off and they will shoot it in the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? I know dudes that you got swallowed them too much, so they'll stick their dog on you. You know what I'm saying? And watch the dog bite you a couple times and then pull them off of you. You know what I mean? Um, God, that's crashing out. Y'all call crash out when somebody get loud on the internet. Y'all call crash out when somebody say something you don't like or you don't find consistent with your lifestyle. And that's your lifestyle. See what I'm saying? And make no mistake about it. I live in suburban Connecticut, but I'm minutes outside New York. Always been in New York, lived in New York. You know what I'm saying? Walk, talk, breathe New York, family in New York. So for me, for us, it's nothing different here. It's 35 minutes away. You know what I mean? 40 at the tops. Point I'm getting at is I form in the tri-state, Jersey, New York, or Connecticut. And make no mistake about it. Don't go up here with the boys in Hartford. You might not come back. Don't go to Pistol Wave in New Haven. You might not come back. Don't go to Beatport. Fat Joe got a story about that. Ask him. Ask Fat Joe what happened to him and Pun when they got ran out of Bridgeport, Connecticut. And these are some of the toughest figures in the Bronx. All right, for real. This is a gun manufacturing state. The first gun ever manufactured in the country was manufactured right here in New Haven, Connecticut. The Colt Factory. COLT. You don't believe me? Go Google it for yourself. First pistol ever made in the country. Subsequently, after that, all the other pistols came from Hartford, Connecticut, which still has Mossberg shotguns headquarters up there. We have over 168 different shooting ranges up this month. Like this is not this. This is a gun-friendly state. This is why the Bush family stayed here for so long. And then they went back to Texas because both are gun-friendly. You understand? So anyway, with that being taken into consideration. And that doesn't mean come here and mess around. Oh, this is a liberal, quasi-conservative state. If you ever met one. Anyway, our form of crash out was different than what y'all defining it. Y'all giving it like the PG-13 version, in my opinion. Now, when I seen people crash out, that means like your son came on the block and just indiscriminately started shooting up in the air. Pop, 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 pop. Yo, where your man's at? Or nigga came up, he was like, yo, there goes son right there. He goes from one part of the street to the other part of the street, go over there and smack him, whip him with the piss down, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's crashing out to us. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, the funny thing is, these niggas, like, they sweet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for example, look right there. Oh, it's called a mustache. What's on your upper lip? This is a dude that's got the nerve to put it Mr. in the title of his headline. You see what I'm saying? These dudes just hope they moist. So that's why I be like, when I hear him say certain terms and stuff like crash out or whatever, I know they don't know really what that means. Nah, I know some dumb out, son, to this day. So when they talk about finesse two times and they say, oh, because I noticed this in the past 5 or 6 years, you got otherwise soft cookie dough type dudes. They never did nothing. They never heard nothing. Somebody break into the house right now with their girl in there. They wouldn't even do nothing. Can't or everything. They wouldn't do nothing. These type of dudes have somehow or another taken over space on the internet. In fact, I can go as far as to say this is a congregating spot for them because they can't say the shit in live in real life, so they say it on the internet. Y'all say some of the stuff you say to me on the internet, show you want to make it home. Word of my mother, but what are you gonna do, right? So anyway, these guys they get on the internet, and now they're going after finesse two times. And I have to say, some of his behavior is kind of crazy, but I'm not part of the online behavior police, which has seemed to become a thing of norm. I heard Takashi 6ix9ine out of all people say, "Who you talking about? The black police?" That's what he said. He said the black police. I said, "Damn!" I said some shit like that similar. I got blasted for it. People are going online now, and basically what they're doing is they're this makes them feel good. So let's use finesse two times for example. Finesse two times I can identify him with dudes I done came by, hung with, drank with, etc., etc. I can identify with him. And I don't have to be from his neighborhood. I don't have to be from his block. I don't have to know none of his people. I don't have to know anything about him, but I know who Finesse Two Times is. I know who Sauce Walker is. I've never met Sauce Walker. I don't know anything about Sauce Walker, but I know who he is based on what I've seen and what I hear and what I know. See, these personalities, they're certain, they exude from people. Right? It's a hard way to explain it. But when you come in touch with it, you know it if you've been around it. And so when I hear Finesse Two Times speaking, and it's now wannabe conservative, quasi assimilated matrix type of thinking that goes into the internet and contrives all these different postures of thinking that people have, right? I think, well, what about dudes like Finesse Two Times? Because you do need people like him. See, you need people like Sauce Walker. I'll tell you why. You want to keep these dudes around because all the oppositions that you have, to listen to it very carefully, all the opposition that you have online right now is trying to turn itself into, manifest itself into something real. So, like for example, the Black Fatigue movement that y'all hear, right? Listen to me. The Black Fatigue movement that you hear, right? That's all part of one collective effort. And there's many different groups involved in it. It's not just whites involved in it. There's certain races, Latinos, racist white, racist white people from other different backgrounds in Europe and everywhere else. They're joined into this. So you go into, I don't know if y'all know this. I shouldn't even be telling y'all this, but there's French versions, Russian versions, everything else of some of your favorite apps. If you go on there, you'll hear some of the most pondering racist stuff that you think America is bad. This stuff is bad. You know, some of these countries have far right wingers, you know what I mean, running for Congress and stuff like that. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, this is a collective effort, and you need more friends than you could ever have right now. Even if it's just 10 out of each group, you need as many friends as you possibly can. Listen to me, African American people. And the most thing that you need is you need your warriors. Oh, you need your warriors. King Tut, y'all always talk about the Egyptians. King Tut needed his warriors. Genghis Khan, he needed his warriors. Napoleon, he needed his warriors. Mussolini, He needed his warriors. Como tu estás? Ibam Pangur. Every person you could think of that's been despicable or been someone of conquering nature or been colonists of your own people always needed what? Their warriors. And so when you cancel out your warriors, what happens is you leave the women and children vulnerable. And I can't let you do that. Oh, no, I can't let you do that. I would like to take a couple of guys and we'll go one by one and take every last one of you motherfuckers out think like that before I let that happen. Because that means the kids ain't got a chance. Yeah? You got to pick between the kids and you. So, simple answer, right? And it makes sense to me. I don't know. Sometimes you got to take a sacrifice for the greater the good. But anyway, listen. Point is, don't worry about that. Point I'm getting at is, yeah, there's a whole bunch of men that are online and they have a certain type of cue. And I want to point my attention at them when we talk about finesse two times. See, there ain't too much to talk about finesse two times. Finesse two times is doing something that y'all can't do, being himself. And that's really what this conversation is about. See, I've seen something happen in the past, I say 5 years more than I've seen it happen in the past 7 years. Sometimes I like to say 7, 8 years, but it's really past 5 years. The elective effort and the elective, I guess you would say, linear indulgence and inclusiveness and assimilation all be put into this one mold. And if you don't follow behind that mold, you see it more so with people that are like 20 something, early 30 something. I think more so than anybody, they're the most affected by it, especially the girls. Oh, I've got to look this way. Oh, so and so and them's got a BBW. I got to get one. I got to get one too. Or so and so's got this hairstyle. But most of these girls, even if you look at them online, most of them look alike. They do the poses and do the same poses. That's a simulated mind. That's called tribalistic, simulated, whatever you want to call it. But it comes from a docile position, meaning that you do this because you want to fit in with the rest of the tribe, and anything outside the rest of the tribe you don't want to do. We used to call it a follower, but it's now synonymous with just in being inclusive because the term follower has a new definition, which means a subscriber, which means somebody that's of worth. And most of the time, they're not of worth if you don't know how to utilize it. Let me make this make sense. You got a collective order of assimilated people nowadays that when they see someone that's different than them, meaning that they're not assimilated, they're going to have a problem with it. They're going to have a big problem with that person. And what those assimilated people do after that is they attack the one person that's unique from the rest of them. Now, this is a very different time because 5 years ago they would have done this. They would have sat and listened to what you had to say. Now, the people that make sense, they don't want to hear what you got to say. They want to hear from the people that make them laugh. They want to hear from the people that make them giggle. They want to hear this collective thought process of everything's all right. Meanwhile, there's 5 simultaneous wars going on right now across the world. But everything's all right. Devil's biggest trick was making the world think he didn't exist. You are living through that literally right now. The devil's biggest trick was making the world think he didn't exist. You are living through that right now. So, in a normal world, without the internet, we would be throwing women, steaks, and cash and coins at a guy like Sauce Walker, at a guy like Finesse Two Times, or many of the guys just like him. But in this world that's altered, we're now throwing coins, chips, and steaks at otherwise cowards. Most of these people that y'all pay homage to on the internet are punks, suckers. I can see right through them. I've been around guys like this. I've been around guys that does stuff to people in front of me. I've had somebody shot and killed in front of me. I know the difference. So when I say this to you, pay attention to me. Most of these people y'all paying homage to, or were paying homage to, because this top of the year, I like to give people a chance. Most of these people that y'all been paying homage to are cowards, con artists, and swine. And what they do is, because of their fears, because of their internal misconstrusions about life, their complexes, and everything else inclusive of what makes the frail them, and only appear mighty when they're online. Because of that, these cowards have become somebody's subliminally to you. And I say that with carefulness, subliminally to you. What do I mean by that? Meaning that they know how to get into people's minds. I had never thought about it the way I thought about it here, but I started seeing, I'm just adjusting this, I started seeing that people were online, and the people that were greats, they started making fun of them. And I said, well, why are they making fun of so and so for, right? And then I started figuring it out. I said, oh, these are all, see, I heard somebody say this the other day. They said there's no such thing as a movie star anymore. And why? Because there's YouTube stars now. But the YouTube stars don't have any worth. The YouTube stars are mostly made up, not all of them, but a lot of them have some worth. But the majority of them are made up of people that will be ostracized in any other part of the world. They'd be ostracized without the internet. These were the people that were ostracized. In some cases, the kids of people that were once ostracized in society. So this is what makes up the internet nowadays. So a lot of these people that you have on here that we talk about, finesse two times, oh, he's crashing out, blah, 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 blah. These are people that people used to make fun of, that people used to joke. They used to be like, yo, what you got on our snacks? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what your pockets looking like? These were those dudes and gals. Please understand that. These is they get online. They get online. And I've seen so many coward ass niggas. I told this one dude, and I swear to God to you, I said, yo, son, I will come to your house right now. Drop you, like, let me know what's happening. Like, we ain't even got to do it right now. Here go my email. Email me your address. We ain't even got to tell nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prove my point time and time again. You know what I mean? And I don't have pics, really. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you hear people, well, I guess the word that we're looking for here is taunting people. Let me slow this down. Taunting people online, it's usually because they were taunted. It's usually because they were beat up. It's usually because they were joked. It's usually because they ain't nobody. So, in Finesse Two Time face, I want you to look at his face real good. All right? Take a good look at Finesse Two Times face. If somebody ran up on him for real, talking that internet shit, hey yo, son, I don't like you and F you and da 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 da, your peoples is this and your mamas is this, what do you think gonna happen to him? Take a look at him again. What do you think gonna happen to you? See, that's the difference, and that's what you gotta start understanding here. It's not hard. It's not hard. So what you gotta start understanding here is, you guys on the internet or whatever, you're talking or whatever, whatever, please have some works behind you. Something we can refer to. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he popped a nigga on 71st Street a couple years ago. That nigga official. He used to roll with such and such in them. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't bust nothing, but them niggas he was with he used to be running up in the trap. Have some works with you. You understand? Before you start talking about men of caliber that been out here doing stuff. So what you talking about is a crash out, ain't a crash out to people that really been in the street. Now that's just living. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this much. Go back and ask your granddaddy right now. That's about 60 something. Go ask your great grandmother if she's around. You understand? 9 times out of 10, your great grandmother used to be at the club with niggas back in 70 something, 84 something. You know, I'm just saying. And ask them what they thought what crash out was. You understand what I'm saying? Them people in them old pimp movies. I know I saw this one movie. What was it called? With Goldie. I forgot what it was. But he said, quiet, nigga, and stabbed the nigga in the arm. I said, oh shit, that's crashed out. Nigga just interrupted this conversation. He said, quiet, nigga, when you hear grown folks talking. You understand what I'm saying? So really, when y'all say crash out, that ain't crashing out. What y'all talking about finesse two times doing? We call that venting. And he's supposed to be venting to the people that are part of his culture instead of his culture is making fun of him. Oh, he's underneath us. What? Where do African Americans and Latinos actually think they are on the scale socially in America nowadays? Is the real better question. Because it seems like to me there's this, how can I say it? there's this dysfunction between how you want to be perceived and how you actually currently are perceived. You understand? And that's a very big distinction, man. Oh, you got to be careful with that. You can fool yourself. Oh, we feel like, and we're collectively like this, and we're kings and we're queens, and da, 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 da. And then you'll get a white guy that hops on the stage. I've seen this. A white guy will hop on the stage and kill all that with a joke. Oh, you know they're kings and queens. Watch the roars of the crowd. That goes to show you at that moment what you think, how you're perceived, and how you're perceived are two different infractions. And perception is the number one key nowadays. You make no, if you're viewed online, there's a lot of eyes online. So if you're viewed online and you're saying, okay, well, them thug niggas, or they ain't wanted no more, whatever, what you do is you encourage other people to say the same thing. And since they see you doing it, now they want to do it too. See, that's interrupting everything. No matter what side of the spectrum you on, whether you believe like me or you believe like you, it interrupts both ends of the spectrum. So there's no pluses in hopping online talking about, oh, finesse two times, being a behavior police. You people have got to understand, just because I look like you, you're not my mother. You're not my brother. You're not my father. You're not my uncle. We're not related. Now, we can build a friendship, don't get me wrong. But you have got to understand, just because you see me and I seemingly look just like you, that doesn't give you the right to now orchestrate and try to be overlord to me. That's like trading one master for another. Now, we're not doing that. We're not trading one master for another. And I'm noticing that more and more black dudes are starting to try to do this. And I'm thinking they're getting it from the single moms that raised them. No offense to any of you women out here, but you got to understand, some of these boys, they've spent their whole entire lives watching you, your two sisters, and your multiple daughters. So even though they might be guys, this is a feminine man. And he identifies a lot more with you than he does with us. So all I'm saying. So all I'm saying. He identifies a lot more with you than he do with us. And we see it. That's the thing about it. We see. So when I hear people talking about, oh, finesse two times is crashing out, da, 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 I say, yeah, he doing our type of crash out. Because that type of crash out is like, yo, who is niggas talking to? That it's a lot of stress that come with big money. That's why I don't like people that ain't never been millionaires talking about millionaires. There's a lot of stress that come with big money. Tax problems, all kinds of stuff. Cousins, you ain't seen ever showing up. The Bentley broke down. That's gonna be about 35. You know what I mean? This things that go on. Counting ain't get paid, right? Things like that, whatever. It's a lot of responsibility with big money. Once you reach over $100,000, you in another bracket. You know what I'm saying? You don't think so, Tesla? You'll see. You'll see. It's different things you got to worry about now. You know what I mean? It's best if you spent the whole time just being broke. That's how you do it. I ain't got nothing, baby. I'm broke, baby. Shots. Once you reach over a certain amount of dollars, your circles change. You take a couple of the people that you had with you along with you. Even they divide up sooner or later. You take 10 with you, you might end up with 3 or 4 of them left, if you're lucky. Um, that's it. That's the sacrifice you have to make when you make money. And the biggest problem is, as we end the last couple months of cancel culture, because that's coming to an end too, because people are now starting to see this is ridiculous. And what I mean by cancel culture is, and I don't care if I just lost some people. They got real mad when I said that. It doesn't matter. Cancel culture is dangerous. We're not going to get rid of people just because of the pure simple fact moving forward, just because we don't like something they said. Because if that's the case, that means that applies to you too. That's part of that. You shouldn't be able, if you're able to get online and say, let's start a petition to get rid of Nicki Minaj, or let's start a petition to get rid of Finesse two times, or we don't like how he's acting because we the behavioral police online or whatever, then you should be able to start a movement to get rid of Erica Kirk. You should be able to start a movement to get rid of some of these other racist folks out here. You should have been a part of the investigating team of the people, the tons of people that were out there in Minnesota stealing millions and millions of dollars from black people in Minnesota. You should have been making posts about that now. You want to start a petition to get rid of Nicki Minaj and Finesse 2 Times. Y'all motherfuckers is embarrassing right now. And these are all Biden era thoughts, if you ask me. Biden era thoughts that don't apply. Don't apply. Don't apply. I know a lot of y'all love that party. I know you do. But they don't apply no more, dog. And getting rid of your warriors like a Sauce Walker, Finesse 2 Times, or whatever, that's the worst thing you could do. In fact, if I was a white separatist, that's exactly what I would want you to do. Get rid of all your warriors so I can diminish you down to none. That's why I keep trying to tell you there's something going on. And I hate to say it, and I know a lot of y'all don't like to say it. There's something funny about that Tariq Nasheed and that FBA shit. There's always been movements for the people. Hell, my mom was part of them. I done took y'all to Allah School of Mecca. I done took y'all to where Malcolm X himself was killed at, in the Ottoman Ballroom. So don't tell me nothing about no black shit. There's something going on with that FBA shit and how I always see people of their little movement always putting up posts on a daily basis talking about we separate from them, we separate from them, we separate from them. And I can tell you for a fact, the majority of people, yeah, there's going to be people in every culture that don't like another people of another culture. You kidding me? You think all Palestinians and all Israelis hate each other? They don't. They don't. You see what I'm saying? You think all Ukrainians and all Russians hate each other? They don't. Some people in Russia have family in Ukraine. You understand what I mean? So when I hear, and vice versa, so when I hear people, these FBA movements and these council culture movements, because I think they're more than the same, it's funny to me, man, because they'll throw up these posts and be like, these people are different than us, even though they look just like you. And then I'm not just faulting them. I'm faulting the other ones from the other sides of the other different tribes. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, when you say these people are tethers or these people, we need to separate from these people, whatever, whatever, it goes against a lot of principles of pro-black movements, like the 12 tribes of Judah. It goes against that. It goes against Nawabian principles. It goes against a whole bunch of different principles. It even goes against the principles of American Muslims. See what I'm saying? When you really break it down, I wish I could sit down and talk to a person like Rizza Islam or somebody like that, but it really does. It's a separatist term. And the rules of engagement that they use with these posts are no different than the black fatigue ones. And that's not to attack anybody for the FBA. I think that's where it gets mixed up at. I'm not attacking them. I'm not. I'm telling you how to maneuver. You know, the movement, they thought the same thing. They said we got to be pro-aggressive or whatever, whatever. And you know what they did to them? The Philadelphia police came in and dropped a bomb on them. A literal bomb on a row of houses in Philly. You don't believe me? Ask anybody in Philly. They'll tell you the same story. My grandfather was around in Philly. He's been born there. He was around that time it happened. Huh? What did they do to the Black Panthers? They were aggressive. We gonna do this, we gonna do that. No. I can't let y'all go out like that. I'm sorry. And if I gotta degrade talking about one person just because he's caught up in the moment, he don't fucking get it. Oh, so fucking well it will be. You're not the whole fucking tribe, bud. You got me? And that's the problem. Everybody wants to think they're the one fucking leader of the tribe. You're not the one leader of the tribe. Tribe does not consist of just you or me. So when I hear somebody talk about Finesse 2 Times, and then I see all the things they're neglecting, all this shit you're neglecting, they just went, shout out to Trump, fuck it, I don't care. They just went over to another country, scooped the nigga up, and had him in court by Monday morning. And y'all talk about Finesse 2 Times. So I'm gonna explain to you again. They flew to another country to scoop up a man and his wife on a Saturday night and had them in court by Monday motherfucking morning in another country. And y'all worried about finesse 2 times. Oh, see, it's a different year this year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a different year this year. The game is different. You're gonna find this out in about a month or so. You're gonna be like, yo, that shit Davin Lewis was talking about was true. The game different now. See, y'all can't afford to sit around and giggle no more. You're gonna find that out around about another month. You know what the giggling y'all do? I know it's a lot of people that sit around and pretend online like they do. I'm doing so great. I live in one of the most opulent counties in Connecticut, in the country, actually. You understand what I'm saying? Which is Fairfield County. You don't believe me? Look it up. You understand what I'm saying? From the bottom of my heart, these people be thinking they made it because you come from nothing, a lot of you. You know, if you come from a household they never seen $25,000 a year, nothing but $25,000 a year, when you start making $65,000, you thinking you making it. Little do you know, there's a nigga making $165,000, and little do he know, because he think he making it. It's another nigga making 265. Then there's another nigga making three. See, the changes keep going up till you reach Elon Musk. It's a pecking order for everything. So with all this money y'all got, all this influence y'all got, and everything like that, y'all ain't doing shit with it. What's it worth? Except tearing down your own. Finesse 2 times this crash out. Let's make fun of it. But keep. There's always some giggles. Y'all never notice that? Anytime somebody black or Latino leave a comment, it's some LOL or key or he shit behind it. Anytime a nigga leave me any type of comment like that, I joke the fuck out of them. For real. I'm like, you gonna get this sucker shit out of my chat room? It seems to be on some sucker shit. That's why like when I come live, man, I just come to talk about life. That's it. I ain't here to, motivate you in a certain navigation or nothing like that. I'm just telling you, if you don't see it for yourself, one of y'all that's friends with Tariq Nasheed or any of these other people, y'all got to get back in the streets. There's something coming. Trust me when I tell you this. And it's going to come out of the blue, and y'all ain't going to be prepared. And the first test of it was with them food stamps and all that shit. I kept telling y'all that. I said, this is a test. And what they're showing the world is everybody that's not black. So you can sometimes you can fall into that category because Latinos do the same thing. You thinking that everybody that's thinking is thinking like you thinking, and everybody's thinking ain't thinking like you thinking. In fact, I say for 80 to 90% of black and Latino people look at you like you in survival mode. They don't look at you as flourishing when they first see you. They always look at you in survival mode. That's why you could be a multimillionaire and somebody be like, they look like they on welfare. Kanye West said it best. You still a nigga in the banks. Remember that lyric? So ain't nothing changed since Kanye made that song, but for some reason or another, niggas is out here pretending like it dead. Which is hilarious. People will tell you, there's no racism out here, and then tell you, I had to fight for my rights the other day at my job. Then they'll tell you at the same time, I'm a boss chick. I'm a boss nigga. How you a boss if you was just complaining about niggas was mistreating you at your job, nigga? You ain't nobody. Shut up, man. You flossing for us, nigga. You bought that Bentley over here to floss on us. You don't take that Bentley over there to the Bay Area with the real rich niggas, huh? Why you ain't take that Porsche? Why you bringing the Porsche through the projects? You ain't take that Porsche over there to buy Elon Musk's house, pussy. You see what I'm saying? So what you start seeing is a lot of niggas, like a lot of niggas are coming around other niggas in front on niggas and act like they got some heart, they got some power or something like that. But they ain't got no power. You'll see that when they floss on or try to floss in. And I hate to say it, areas like I live at, they gonna find it very hard. You can't come. Listen, you gotta have Diana Ross live 20 minutes away from where I live at, like literally 20 minutes away from where I live at. Diana Ross, her daughter, what's her daughter's name? Rhonda, I think that's her name. Rhonda Ross. She's the brown skinned one. You could see them walking around all the time. They walk around or they get chauffeured or whatever. What's going on, B? So you know what I mean? Like it's the truth. There ain't no lies to it. Eartha Kitt lived 25 minutes away from where I was at. Less than that, like 15, I think 15 about that. because her estate was on the other end of the town. That's why she had a beautiful estate out there that she had bought. And if you've seen Diana Ross's house, you'll understand what I'm talking about too. But anyway, long story after that. Sometimes I get people on the internet, and even though I worked at a record company and been around multi-millionaires since I was 20, 21 years old, and some of these people that be talking about, yo, I got some new sound, they be 35, 40, 45. This is their first time. I be like, dog, I got like a 15-year jump on you. You know what I mean? Like, I've been, you know what I mean, around this. But be careful of people, and this is what I would tell you before I land out here. Be careful of people that want to pounce on their own people, but don't want to pounce on other people that are opposition to their people. There's something wrong with a motherfucker like that. And what they're not telling you is really they want to be recognized and accepted by anybody but you. And as much as you don't want to believe that, I'll give you an example. I always say this because I didn't like it. When Tariq Nasheed was on Zoe Williams' show, that's where you belonged. When Tariq Nasheed was on Corey Holcomb's show, that's where you belonged. When Tariq Nasheed was doing panels with certain different black, I don't know what you want to call them, intellects or whatever, that's where you belonged. Where you didn't belong was when you got the opportunity. Now watch this. When you got the opportunity, you ran over there with Tucker Carlson. And he made you look like a fucking fool around his people. Now to the black world, you were the star. But no offense, nobody gives a fuck about that socially because that's not the paradigm that we live under. If that was the case, everybody have a fucking $100,000 tomorrow morning, right? Who wouldn't pass it? If I had to, well, I give each one of you $100,000 tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Hey, everybody start over. You know what I mean? Hit the reset. It's all good. Don't buy no cars though. Just buy homes. You know what I mean? Get the car later. You know what I'm saying? So we live under the white paradigm in the system. Even white people live under a white paradigm in the system. So, you know what I mean? What are we talking about here? But particularly with blacks and Latinos, always kind of stress this that you go sit with white commentators. Nothing within that conversation is going to be in the best of your interest. It's going to be for the network's interest. Not even a racist statement. It's going to be for the network's interest. And whatever paradigm that network pushes, that's what you will fall under. And what they intended to do was make Tariq Nasheed look like a fool before he came up there. Now, I'll say again, in the nigger world, you mattered, I guess. You know what I'm saying? They were like, yeah, brother. Da, 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 da. That shit don't get lost change. Yeah, brother. They've been doing that shit since the day of Cornel West, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Yeah, brother. You know? Yeah, brother. That's why I'll do that brother shit. Prove to me you my brother, nigga. You've been saying that brother shit for too long. Niggas call you brother and then walk past you 2 days later and be like, yo, fuck that nigga. Because you said something he ain't like. Now, my brother don't never turn on me. That's why I watch that turn. Ooh, that's a turn right there. I got about 2 or 3 dudes I can call that. That's it. Other than that, you ain't my motherfucking brother. No. You just a nigga passing in transit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, listen. Besides my better judgment, because I'm never going to get anything out of this, but I'm going to do it anyway. You guys are about to hit a point where you can't afford to crash out on your own. Second thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take over the responsibility of getting your women in line mentally because they become a simulist and it's simulated. They're infiltrated. They're infiltrated by paychecks that are disappearing. Don't think I don't know. Black women lost over 420,000 jobs in 2 months last year at the end of the year, right before when? Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Crash on means dead sleep. No, crash out, my friend, not crash on. And that's not what crash out means. Crash out means, yo, I'll blow this, I'll burn this whole motherfucker down, dog, and really mean it. That's crash out. You understand what I'm saying? It was a boy down in Miami. This happened probably like 4 years ago. I seen three different situations happen in Miami. But there was this young boy, and there was these people at the club. Yeah, I might even heard about it. There was people at the club or whatever, whatever. Homie got mad. He came through there with his two homeboys. They was just in the car. They was just flying out the car indiscriminately, touching anything. That's crashing out. Altogether, they hit like 8 people. You know what I'm saying? That's crashing out. When the motherfucker get out, you know what I'm saying? When the motherfucker get online, be like, oh my God, I gave like finesse 2 times just talk about stuff like what's personal with him and how niggas is making him feel and it's really what he really expressing is how society is changing. See, this is a shocker to us. Some of us been out here like really, really, really in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I got 2 beds under me, everything else. So it's like when I hear somebody say certain terms like crash out or whatever, it means something different to me. I mean, like, yo, somebody got hurt, somebody got dropped, something happened to somebody. It don't mean what y'all mean. And that's why I be like, yo, when I hear people, I'm sorry, I'm looking for something. When I hear people say tones like that, like crash out or whatever, whatever, and I'm just thinking, yo, finesse 2 times ain't crashing out. That dude is just telling people how he feel and what's around him. With that type of money in the area he come from, there's a lot of niggas at his neck. First of all, let's just put it out there. This nigga's probably trying to kill that nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a paranoid schizophrenia living with that. He just got a new chick, I think. Everybody talking about this new chick a little better than the old chick. You understand what I'm saying? That could cause a disposition because the last chick can now be like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna put this out there. That nigga like fingers in his butt, shit like that. That's what women do nowadays. I swear to God. So it's, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we ain't together no more. Okay, I'm gonna tell everybody, you know what I'm saying? I hit you with the straddle or something. It's the world you live in or whatever, whatever. This is why I don't promote too much no more. A lot of dudes like, you know, just mingling with any other type of chick. You gotta go get a different type of chick nowadays, really. But what I see him do, that ain't crashing out. That's just finesse 2 times, letting people know how he feel. You know what I mean? And whether you choose to listen to him or don't, that's on you. But I'm gonna listen to him because I don't want to see finesse 2 times. Like the real crash out, like with son getting a shootout with somebody or niggas just blocking at him. You know what I mean? The young black men and women need to stop black on black crime. Hell, if you live in Los Angeles, it's real raw crash out. I mean, like, there was a time probably like 15 years ago you would have been validated on that, but I'll counter you with that since we on the chessboard, and I'll raise. I mean, on the cards, and I'll raise you one here, and I'll say, well, how do you explain earlier last year on the first day of school, a white man walks into a school, a church, that's a school, and shoots indiscriminately at children on their first day to school ever. Not the first day to school, back to school, but the first day of school ever. How do we erase, 2 men trying to kill then presidential elect Trump? How do we excuse Charlie Kirk? How do we excuse now? I would say the new conversation that needs to be had is white on white crime. See, white on white crime happened way before black on black crime did. Way before, way before. White on white crime happened in Europe first before it even happened in the Americas. You didn't know that? The whole way that the Gnostics, let me give you a little trip. The whole way the Gnostics they made up here in Connecticut, the Mayflower and all that stuff, and Plymouth Rock is right up the street here, about 2 hours. Oh, we right up here at the tip of the second set of the 13 colonies. So the Gnostics made up here, and they made up Rhode Island. These are people that came over on a pilgrimage. That's why it's called the Pilgrims, but the pilgrimage from Europe to over here. They weren't just from England. Many of these people were mixed in. They had Germans with them, French with them, and everything else that was basically vagabonds in England. Anyway, just hear me out. when they got them over here, right? When they got them over here, before they came here, the reason they sent many of these people here, not that anybody in this that knows anything about history and is white American to argue with me. If you argue with me, I've got so much information I could just pile at you. So don't argue with me. They were killing some of these people, killing their families, trying to wipe out their DNA over in England. And many a time, see, many of these people, they had children. They almost shared the same pilgrimage that Black Americans did. They had children, they had extended families, whatever, whatever, whatever. Many of them were sick. See, back then, if you get sick, you had to have money to cure yourself, just like today, but it was in a different form because most people were poor. It's not like now where you can go out and hustle it up and get it. Most people were poor back then. Taxation and everything else throughout England provided this poverty, just like in the United States. But anyway, ain't that ironic? Anyway, long story short here, these same Europeans, they would terrorize these people before they ultimately said, oh, okay, well, we'll put them on a boat along with 15-year-old soldiers and 14-year-old soldiers and send them on over. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta understand some of these people, they were still being blamed for plagues and disease. And England used to be a horrible place at one time, believe it or not. It was dirty, there was rats. The same thing here with the Northeast. Do the history on Boston and the rat problem they had up there for years. Uh, New York is self-explanatory. That's a Dutch colony. But the New England states, everything from Connecticut on up until Maine and everything like that, these are the extended 13 colonies, or the first set of 13 colonies. And same thing. It was made up of people that were basically what most would consider now today Euro trash. And they were killing people over in Europe before they sent them over here. They extended families of people that they could make the pilgrimage, like old people especially. They rub them out. Best way to say it. They rub them out. What the fuck we putting him on a boat for? He's shaking no space. He ain't gonna make it anyway. We on a boat for 158 days. He ain't gonna make it. That's how they would look at it. You know what I'm saying? The Romans and the Greeks, the baby looked retarded, they throw him off this side of a rock. And someone say, you know what the French used to do? Let the French get a maltreated baby, rock to his head. Germans did the same thing. They throw a rock to your head, crush your skull. Anybody French want to argue? Anybody German want to argue? Anybody? Going once, twice, three times? Oh, okay. All right. See, unlike them, I grew up around you fuckers. So I had the privilege of meeting a lot of different European men that were very proud of themselves throughout the years. And they always tell stories, and I listen. You understand what I'm saying? And I would get basically the same stories you would get because they like me. You understand what I'm saying? So I have Greek stories, Russian stories, Italian stories, all this from older folks that's in those cultures. And so I know how they think. You understand? And I remember particularly a French man was telling me about that, about the vagabonds and the hermits and everybody else throughout Europe that basically were the trife of Europe. See about diseases and everything else. And Europe wanted to get rid of them because they were in a reconstruction period. That's why they sent them out. So the same way where Cuba, where Maduro and Venezuela, they go get this idea of taking their prisoners and the worst of their people. They get it from England. That's where they get the ideology from, England. Mm-hmm. We're not counseling finesse two times. Mm-mm. I'll say it again. We ain't canceling finesse two times. Instead, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pray for Big Bro. We're not canceling finesse two times. We're gonna make sure that bro ain't gonna do nothing stupid. I like his music. I like him as a person. I like authentic guys like him to speak from their soul, to speak from their mind or whatever, and they really fucking mean it. They don't just say it because it sounds good. I like guys like him. And you need guys like him. Because without your warriors, without your I don't give a viaducts, you ain't nothing. You don't believe me? Ladies, Take one of these soft, docile men tonight, right? Somebody breaks into your house or whatever. Who do you trust to do something to that person that broke into your house? This guy right here, or sweet and luscious that you have now created? Oh my God, girl, what are we gonna do? Ass motherfuckers. I'll wait. If somebody broke into you, I'm gonna prove to you. I'm gonna prove to you why you need your warriors in your culture and why you need to start treating them better. If somebody was to break into your house tonight, ladies, who would you put your money on to make sure everything all right? This guy right here? Or that guy that's like, oh my God, yeah, I know. I'm totally in my feelings now and I'm understanding you and, da, 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 da. You hoes got to stop changing the natural order of things. Ain't no motherfucking man. Look, I'm going to tell you bitches this how it is. Ain't no motherfucking man supposed to be soft. And then you turn around and talk about that. You can't sit around, ladies, and talk about you want a motherfucker to be more understanding and all this shit or whatever. And then you want that same nigga to stop a nigga if he break in the house. You sound stupid. Ain't no punk gonna stop a motherfucker from breaking in your house. Do you understand that? You don't believe me? Go ask your uncle. He gonna tell you the same fucking thing. Go ask your cousin that love you a lot, that you always cared about, even though you hate men. Go ask him. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna tell you. That's the nigga they're gonna stop a motherfucker if he break into your house. You understand what I'm saying here? He look just like this nigga right here. You understand? If some motherfuckers roll up and they say, hey, we from the KKK, it's going to be a nigga that look just like him with 5 other motherfuckers that look just like him. It's going to be the only other motherfuckers that want to stop him because I seen some of y'all in action. I done seen this man get spit on. I saw another black dude right in New York City, and I want to find that because we all need to sit down and have an intervention with him. This nigga took 4 or 5 punches from this white dude because this white lady had taken his bag, and it was his bag, and she sitting there talking about it's her bag. Oh, you thought I missed that shit down the Avenue Way? I seen that. I seen that. I just ain't saying nothing about it. You know what I mean? But listen, man, I'm gonna tell you straight up. You need your warriors. Don't get rid of your warriors. Whoever tuning out, tune out. We don't care. We ain't talking to y'all. You understand? I already know what the drill is because niggas ain't even hitting the like button. But having a whole culture full of pussies and soft motherfuckers, how far is that gonna get you fighting against wolves, nigga? With small numbers. Because the Tariq Nasheed crowd said we need to delineate. Dumb motherfucker, you know what year it is, nigga? These niggas ready to prounce on y'all niggas. Y'all niggas sitting there talking about we need to delineate. No, nigga, you need as many fucking friends as you could possibly fucking get right now. That's what you need. You need as many fucking friends as you could possibly get right now, dog. In every culture. Some motherfucking Lithuanians want to be friends with you. Be friends with them. There's something coming. You understand what I'm saying? Trust me when I tell you this, B. It's something coming. There's a storm coming. It's already brewing with these black fatigue movements and shit like that or whatever, whatever. And somebody put out the APB, and please tell these niggas from the FBA to stop making videos. Make videos every day of shit that's uplifting kids, motherfucker. Niggas, you're at no use to the culture making fucking videos day after day. Look, I found another tether. So what? You're not going to affect the 2 million motherfuckers that saw his post already? But you think you're gonna change their mind? You silly motherfucker. You ain't gonna change their mind. It always bothers me when I see niggas. They sit so docile when they see a nigga say some racist shit, but don't have the same energy they would have for FINESSE2TYMES other niggas like him. Like I give you an example. Niggas want to sit and I've seen niggas see black fatigue posts, and then I'll see black people up under Latin people, whoever want to join in. And underneath it, they'll be like, you gotta understand, we were here slaves and da. I say, he do understand it's a fucking racist. What are you, slow? You don't give a fuck about your story. You don't care about you as kings and queens and shit. You don't care nothing about that. If he did, he wouldn't be a fucking racist. And y'all be sitting there trying to, like, amicably and educate otherwise pretty much trash. Most of them racist motherfuckers ain't even educated, dog. And that's what I hate when I see Latinos too. Latino niggas that be over there sitting, talking with niggas as janitors and shit. I I be like, nigga, how the fuck far you think you gonna get with talking with that nigga? You gonna be another janitor. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like I don't understand the mentality, and I'm trying to like justify it, but I can't. Niggas got smoke for other niggas, but niggas ain't got smoke for nobody else. It don't make no sense to me. Like niggas got smoke for me for saying what I'm saying. Won't hit the like button. You notice that I've been live for an hour. That's why I'm about to dip out in a minute. But because I don't talk to these niggas too much, because as much as you try to help them, that's why I had to change my shit. Let me explain what I mean. I make more money, and this gonna fuck y'all up. And I'm gonna clip this. I make more money dealing with the white man than I do dealing with niggas. Let me explain. I've had niggas several times because something I said and they don't like the way I talk. They've held whole campaigns to tell niggas don't donate to me, don't do whatever, whatever. I ain't get no donations for New Year's, I ain't get no donations for Christmas, nor none of that shit, right? So I didn't get name one motherfucker donate for me to me for no, I take that back. My man did the other day. He gave me $20. But before that, like 2.5 weeks, I don't stress it, right? I'm like I already know these people don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? They don't like me because one, I'm half Cuban. I speak Spanish sometimes to them, and they just don't like it. So it is what it is. I don't care. Like you know what I mean? We know. So anyway, long story short, niggas have held full campaigns to tell niggas don't donate to me, don't support my channel, whatever, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you about cash apps. This isn't what I'm saying. Mind you, I for the first 4 years I ain't do nothing on this channel but try to offer shit to support African Americans and Latinos, and it don't work out. So after like 5 years of doing that, you just at some point just be like, yo, I ain't making no money fucking with these people. The people that are making money fucking with these people are like the niggas that sound like preachers. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh Lord, yeah, brother. And what we gotta do is, yeah, but like if you got one of them voices, you're gonna make money with black people. That's what they like to hear. So I didn't have the octave for them. But everybody else outside of them here's my octave. You understand what I'm saying? So if that crowd don't hear my octave, and I've done everything that I can for 5 years to try to please them with that octave, and they're not receptive of you move the fuck on. You don't spend another 5 years with them motherfucker. I mean, you throw them something here and there. They don't listen. They don't listen. Fuck it. You know what I mean? God told Sarah and Lot not to look back. The bitch still look back. You see what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna listen to me. You feel me? Everybody ain't gonna listen to me. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? God told literally Sarah and Lot, don't look back when you escape in Sodom and Gomorrah, and Sarah still looked back. So everybody ain't gonna listen to me. I realized that. Everybody ain't gonna like me. You understand what I'm saying? What you say, where can I find you with another? I don't know what that means. You gotta rewrite that. Where can I find you with another? I don't know what another is. But African bottom line I'm getting at, there have been multiple African Americans that put in that effort to tell people, don't support my channel, don't hit the cash app or whatever, whatever. You think they do that for Erica Kurt? Erica Kurt took in $85 million. Where are the niggas over there at Turning Point telling, yo, don't donate another motherfucking dime over here? They have representatives in over 2,500 schools across the country. Yet and still, there's not two black fronts that you can motherfucker consider that would be in opposition and a standing opposition of them. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you fighting like if you were a man like me, you fighting like 4 battles a day. You got black women that don't like you, got white men that don't like you, got Latinos that don't like me, believe it or not, even though I speak Spanish, even though I'm half Latino, I get sometimes some shit from light skinned Latinos. It just is what it is. Um, and then the fourth one will be white women, believe it or not. Oh, a lot of white women. Oh man, I have to do a whole podcast on that one. There's a certain type of white chick I just despise. I know her when I see her too. She's always got a loud mouth. I had to check a bitch today, just today. I'm walking out the bathroom and I'm in public place. So I'm walking out the bathroom and this chick is sitting with her husband. They look juried up. And sometimes these bitches, they like to talk shit in my area when they with their husband because their husband might be worth $1 million or something like that. That matters no concern to me. None. Everybody around here, most part, knows that about me. I don't give a fuck what you have. If you disrespect me, I will check you. And they get surprised because I check them and they're white. So as I was walking by, the bitch said, "Oh, look, fancy, huh?" So I looked around and I put the voice with the face and I seen it. I said, "Oh, it was you." That bitch looked scared as fuck when I said, "Oh, it was you." So then I walked towards them. She thought I was coming towards her at first. He was inching his body like he was gonna get up, and I just looked at this nigga like, "Nigga, if you get up, I'm gonna smack you when you halfway getting up." I walk over to him. I said, "Since you the man, I'm gonna tell you what I was gonna say to her. You better tell this bitch and put a mug on her. Watch who the fuck she talking to. I don't know you or her." And I just walked off from him. Because if I would have said anything else, I would have been in legality calls and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or you threatening them, you know, all that pussy shit. So I had to say what I had to say. Now in reality, I would have killed him in the streets. I probably would have did something to that bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just because of the sentiments, you had something to say. Just because you had something to say. Oh, I'm on with taser bitches. That's some fun shit right there. Taser bitch. That'll make a bitch change her mind real quick about getting smart. For real. I tased the bitch on the subway. Felt good. Felt good. Oh, you tase a bitch, yeah. She'll change your mind about talking all that shit you was talking. I'm talking about women. I'm talking about them bitches that like to jump in men's space. Yo, what's going on, nigga? I had this lesbian chick do that because I was looking at her girlfriend. Your girlfriend look good. You know what I'm saying? What you want me to do? I ain't say nothing to her. I just looked at her. Bitch wanted to jump on my face or whatever, whatever. Walked to the other end of the subway cart. She follows behind me. Still smoking shit. I pulled that shit out. She didn't even see it. I hit that bitch right in the ribs. That bitch did like Dougie Fresh. She said, "Oh, oh, oh," and fell back in the seat. I turned that shit on 3, so it was the highest voltage legally. I hit that bitch right in her ribs. I learned that shit on the video. They said hit the motherfuckers in the ribs. I hit that bitch right in her ribs. That bitch dropped, nigga, right into the seat. Police came and all that, whatever. I told them what happened. She ain't snitch and say I had a stun. So that was good. You know what I'm saying? She just played it off. I was like, all right, I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? You going to the Bronx too, right? All right, cool. Let's keep on riding. What other platform you on New Year channel? I ain't on no platform, man. I barely, like, to be honest with you, I don't even, like, I'm gonna keep it 100 what you call. I don't talk to people on here. None of that. I just kind of like talk, let the camera roll. That's it. Like, I don't, I got out of interacting with people because, let me tell you something. People will come to your channel and subscribe to you because you're talking about one subject. Once you stop talking about that subject, they don't want to follow you anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like they don't want to listen to you no more, nothing like that, because you're just talking about one subject. Some people are dedicated to just listening to one subject on a daily basis. Then some people, they will come to your channel, interact with you or whatever, whatever, and never ever donate a dime to you. I got 2 people I'm waiting to show up right now so I can get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a new year. You ain't gonna spend another year at this motherfucker saying hi and bye to me and don't donate a dime. Nah. So this year, I made it a promise to myself that I would not spend another year. Yeah, let me conclude this story because y'all don't understand what I'm saying. I would not conclude another year not making money for myself on this platform when I've been here for 6 years. So with that comes the extraction of you got to get rid of that interacting with subscriber shit. Like if you ain't showing and proving, I don't want your follow. I don't want your interaction. I don't give a fuck about your thoughts. You know what I mean? Because I did all that, and this channel will represent that and the interaction I have. But for the general part, I'm nice to people. You know what I mean? I really am. Till you try to fuck me over, and then I become who I am. So yeah, I just got out of that whole interacting with niggas. What other platform you on? Can I follow you over here? And can we talk about that? I don't give a fuck about none of that. YouTube gonna pay me. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only people I gotta please from now on YouTube. That's it. And and I'll make a lot more money with them. And what I want to sit out and make all of y'all ponder later on. Don't be like, oh, well, he sold out to YouTube or he sold out to Google. No, y'all cause that. Y'all cause that.